All right, and welcome back. We are following the train in between Detroit and Salt Lake City because today we are expanding the line. We're going to take this passenger train line and we're going to add its third city because at that point you really start to make a lot of money. You start to see huge demand for train travel whenever you link up a third city. So we're already seeing a huge profit right now. We've got over $400,000 currently in the bank from that. And the profit margins are 1.5 to 1, pretty much. We're making 575,000. Let's actually look at the main one. 862,000 to 458,000. So we're making a profit of roughly 400,000 per journey per year, which matches up with this 403. But there is more money to be made. I am confident this train can add a third wagon, and that we might be able to, even with the demand that's coming out of each of these cities, might be able to even add a second train onto this line and have a lot of travel come through. We're going to follow this train into the station and watch it drop off the passengers, and then we'll go ahead and look at what our plan is for the day. All right, this train comes into the station. There are close to 100 people waiting for this train. 287,000 dropped off, and 32 more people jump on board. Train continues. So everything's going well. We've got plenty of people though, so I think definitely we're going to be adding another train car to increase that capacity on both sides. Let's look over here. Yeah, we have 43 people waiting here, so we can definitely take, probably from the Detroit side, that's a little bit riskier, but definitely worth in the long run, especially when we add that third city. Okay. All right. The goal today, we're going to take the line from Detroit and we're going to link it up with Mobile down here. Now, the reason we're going to Mobile is because there's access to a farm nearby. Well, eventually we'll be able to link that cargo in and then take it up for the food, and then the food can supply both of these cities with the necessary goods. So that's going to be a huge moneymaker once we have it established. The issue I'm seeing right now is that eventually I do want Mobile to be a midpoint. I don't want it to be an endpoint for a line, because eventually I do want Mobile to go on to Montreal, link back up with St. Louis, move off to Portland, over here to Evansville. So since it's right in the middle of the map, we do not want it to be an end station. We want it to be a mid station. But the city has grown in such a way that it's blocked the entire canyon. So we don't have an easy way to do this. That does mean that eventually we're going to have to bulldoze some citizens' homes and businesses. It is expensive, though, very expensive. Like if I wanted to destroy this entire block right here, which I might have to eventually, it's going to be over $1 million. Okay, this block, 775,000. This block right here, the single business home, 200,000. Okay, with the road and everything. Okay, so to start today with just the simple line, we're going to have the station be out here, and we're gonna intentionally box ourselves in because we have to, and that's okay. The cool thing about this game is that it will it actually already did it. It'll heal itself and change itself based on what it thinks you want to do eventually. What I want to do is extend this out so that I can build a station right on the outskirts of town, but still feels like it's still part of the town. So we're going to do it like that. And then we're going to build a station right there. All right, so let's go ahead and put that station in now. We want a passenger station. We want a single terminal. Okay. We're going to put it... And again, we might change all of this later in the series, which is wonderful. Okay, we're going to put it right there. Okay. Now, just like before, we're going to make sure that there is enough demand for this train station so that it will have enough people that want to ride it. So we're going to make sure that we have a bus stop here. So we are going to build a bus. route. And we're going to eventually have that be cargo as well. But let's go ahead and build. I mean, this is a huge city, 146. Let's go ahead and build out the bus route now. Okay, so that's got coverage up in the northern kind of section. Okay, so let's go ahead and just build it there. Let's go kind of down this main road here. And then we'll have it at the end. We'll have one over here. And then we do not necessarily want to encourage growth on that side, so we're not going to do that. But we will have it right there. Okay, so now we've got ourselves a nice little loop. Let's go ahead and build that line. I do want these buses to be running while I'm building this train line. Then we're going to do the figure 8 style. So all the way back to the main hub. And then go back out. This is not the only way that you can build bus lines. There's another system in which you kind of radiate outwards from a central hub into different directions. I've heard that works well too. It does require, though, more smaller lines instead of one big line that just incorporates all the stops. So let's go with our system here. We got bus, and then we got mobile. Okay, let's change the color to that green that we like for all of our bus routes. Okay, we have to go ahead and get some trucks, but we don't want it to be in the way of our train line. So we're going to put the road depot way out here. And let's put it actually behind this mountain because I know I won't ever need to bulldoze through it. So I'm not going to bulldoze into that mountain. Okay, we're going to do passenger, Mac. There's a lot of people in this town. Let's go 3. And let's go ahead and put it on the bus line that is mobile. All right, so that's going to get to work, shuttling people around the city and eventually getting them to the passenger service that we're going to build. All right, now this is a pretty complex line. We've got some terrain that we have to be aware of. So I'm going to pull up my terrain tool and see kind of where the flat ground is. It's relatively flat through this canyon. We just got to be careful, a little bit of hills. It's here, it's flat, and then we start running into some terrain right here. Okay, now eventually I gotta get to over here. So I'm trying to figure out what is the flattest route I can take. Okay, I could definitely loop around this canyon. It'll take longer, but it will be flat. I like that. I could also... How flat is this? That's not tremendously flat. Let's look without the filter on. Yeah, that's not flat. Okay. So I could take it around this canyon, okay, get back into the flat, and then link it in. I can also go along the road here, and then on the outside of Detroit, and link it in. I like the scenic nature of this in the canyon, though, so we're going to do that. We're going to do in the canyon. We're going to cut through here. We're going to cut in between the iron and the truck stop and loop it around. So we're gonna do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully this won't take that long, but I mean, it is kind of exciting. So we're gonna try to be as flat as possible coming out of the station. That only helps us later on. Okay, and then once we get beyond that point, we can go back to self-correcting, okay? And we kind of have ourselves, our view actually right there is kind of shows you what we're gonna be trying to do here. So, all right. We're going to try to take this relatively slow because I do not want to spend, see like that, I don't want to spend too much money doing things I don't need to do. Little trick you can do, you can always bulldoze the road real quick, lay the track down, and then put the road back in afterwards. The track sometimes has a big problem crossing a road easily, but you can always make a road go over the track relatively easily. So we'll do that. There we go, like that. Let's go back to our track. Okay, doing well so far. Remaining relatively flat. We're about to cross kind of the more complex portion. We're going to do our best to avoid going up and down too many times. So that's going down pretty quickly. Nope, I don't want that though. All right, so follow the curvature. We're following the curvature. Let's do our overlay real quick, see how we're doing. Okay, we're doing pretty well. All right, we're also trying to maintain our speed at 75 miles an hour. We don't want to force the train to slow down if we don't have to. All right, this is what's going to start getting expensive. Okay, so doing like that. Can I maintain my speed? It looks like I can get to 54. Okay, well, that'll work for now. Oh, okay, that's that's a little bit steeper than I thought it was going to be. That was relatively flat. It's not. Okay, well, we'll try to stay in between these two lines here. If we can do that, then it'll remain relatively flat. Okay, all right. Oh, that is slowed down significantly. Okay, all right. Let's go back. Let's see if we can take this curve a little bit sharper. Take it like there. Increase our speed. All right, this is a little bit better. Go around there. Speed up again. Ooh. That is tight. All right, there we go. Okay, then we should be able to maintain some good speed through here. Okay, that was the hard part right there. All right. All right, let's see if we can maintain 75. What's my... Okay, we're good. We're clear. All right. Okay, so we're making it through the canyon. Trying to remain as flat as possible. All right, now we got to kind of start looking at Detroit and see where our gap is. So we're going to make it around here, and then we're going to take it the rest from Detroit. All right, see if we can maintain our 75 all the way through there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, all right. All right, great. We're doing well. Okay, so I want to take the Detroit line and cut in between there. So we'll try our best. Okay, let's turn off the contours because we don't need that anymore. We are going to have to cut through town here. Looks like that's going to remain flat. That's good. I almost needed to move that truck depot, but I don't need to anymore. Let's keep that 75. All right, we're going to go just to the left of this fuel refinery. And then we got to kind of do like a little S curve here in order to make sure that we can maintain. Pretty close. I can make it work. Oh, still. Okay. It's because of the S curve. It's because of the S curve. All right. That's what I wanted. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Hey, all right, cool. All right, so now we have our new connection in between Detroit and Mobile. All right, we have spent about $1 million doing that, though. Okay, so let's turn the game back on. Let that money start to recirculate. We have 69 people waiting there. We're gonna have to add another train to this. 46 people waiting there, and we're going to have a ton of people waiting in Mobile. All right, so next up, we need to go ahead and modify the line between the two. Wow, that is a crazy route. That's cool, though. I like it. We're going to have to modify this route. So let's take it. Okay, let's start by modifying it. All right, so we got Detroit to Salt Lake City. Then we need to go Detroit. Used to stop off in Detroit. Used to go to Mobile. And then it'll go back to Detroit. Okay. Now that is a ton of additional distance, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and rename it. Just add Mobile. Okay. So that it all makes sense. Let's also, oh, sorry. Added that in correctly. Also make sure our train's currently red. I don't like that. Let's make it the same blue. Blue. All right. Okay, so that's currently got 32 passengers on it. Oh, that blue is hideous. That's awful. We can't make our trains blue like that. We can't. We just can't. So we're gonna change the line to red because I think red looks a lot better on these trains. Manage vehicle, red. That's still awful, but okay, it's fine. Looks terrible. Oh well. I am now worried that there's not going to be enough space on the trains for this to be to serve enough people. I think we're leaving money on the table. So when this makes it to Detroit, we are going to add another train car. And then I'm also going to add another train. I'm going to add another train to this network in the hopes of making enough money to pay for it all. We turned on the hyperspeed here just to kind of get it to a point where I can go ahead and add that in a financially successful way. All right, let's manage the vehicle. Go to the wrench passenger. Oh my gosh, we have a new train. We have to pause here for just a second. This has got a max speed of 68 miles an hour. This has only got 47. Oh no. Okay. All right. 62. I think I have to upgrade my train. Oh, okay. All right. So max speed of these wagons. That's not good. Okay, we have to do a full redo of this. Well, I mean, this will be okay. This will be okay. We'll be okay here. All right, let's go ahead and go into the station real quick, and then we'll change everything. Let's make sure we make our money. There we go, 287,000. Let's see if anybody's going to Mobile. All right, people are going to Mobile. Love it. 32 people are going to Mobile. Oh, no, it's going back. Okay, that's fine. So, okay, so managed vehicle. We gotta switch this train around all together. Okay, so we're have to go with the 10-wheeler, and then passenger wagons. And then, again, I think I explained this one last time. Your train speed needs to match the wagon speed, right? So our 10-wheeler can do 62, our passenger wagon can do 68. But the old train, the Mogul, can only do 47, so it would not be doing well. This gives us 40 capacity instead of 32, and that's all of my money, which is not good. not good. Okay, so my objective was to not borrow any money, if at all possible. I don't think that that's going to be possible, though. It's just I don't have the funds. Well, 2.6, I'm at 2.4 right now. Okay, I gotta borrow the money. Borrow 500,000. Oh, jeez. Okay, modify. Yep, there we go. Okay, now we got a capacity of 40. It's going to go faster, though, which is good. So hopefully it'll make more money in the long run. Well, I mean, I know it will, because it's adding a third station. So That will be a huge boom for this line. I want to add another wagon as soon as possible. Notice that we're at $140,000 left, so we really can't do anything else anymore right now. There are 3 people waiting at the station in Mobile to go to Detroit. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, so we need money. We need desperately. We need money. Hopefully, this train delivers another $287,000, and then is able to start making more money moving forward. All right, $352,000. Great. Hopefully, it loads up 40. Perfect. 40 people loaded, and it's going to go back. All right. Now, the thing you have to do with trains, if you want to add a second train, and I'm going to go ahead and do this now because it's relatively cheap to do, and it's very necessary. Trains have to be able to pass each other because there's only one road they can go on it, and it's a one-way at all times. So you have to build passing points, or you have to double track everything. We're not in a good financial space right now to double track everything, so we are going to make some passing points. Okay, so in between Salt Lake City and Detroit, I'm going to make one passing point, and then in between Mobile and Detroit, I'm going to make another passing point. Because if I have 2 trains, I want there to be a spot where they can pass each other if they need to, and not wait a tremendous amount of time. So I need to find a relatively flat piece of land that's about midway between the 2. I'm gonna pick right about here. Yeah, we're gonna pick here. We're gonna go to our track, and right next to our track, we're gonna put down a second track. And this game does do well at snapping to any existing infrastructure that you have. Okay, so I'm linking these together like that. Okay. Now, the way that you make sure that they don't run into each other, now it doesn't get explosive or anything like that, that would be cool, but it doesn't get explosive. If they run into each other, they just kind of stop and wait, is you have to tell them which way they're going to go on which track. So, whenever they're heading from Salt Lake to Detroit, I want them to go on the right-hand side. So we're going to put an arrow there, and then when they're coming from Detroit to Salt Lake, I want them to go on the left-hand side. So those signals will now force them to go that direction. I'm going to add additional signals on either side to help speed up the process. Okay, so now they can pass each other using that if they want. We're going to do the same exact thing in between Mobile and Detroit. You got to find another spot that's relatively flat. Here it is. We're going to do the exact same thing. Make it a pretty good distance. Link it up. Put that up there, and then signals. Okay, so we want them to go on the right-hand side of the track and then come back on the left. We're going to go on the right-hand side of the track and then come back on the left. Because this is such a long route and I don't want it waiting there, I am going to find one more spot that's relatively flat for them to stop here. So let's make it right here. Because, I mean, it's an absolute, like, money killer to have trains just waiting for another train to pass. So that's why eventually, whenever you have the money to do so, you want to double track everything. Because that means that a train will not stop on its way to its other location unless there's just a train in front of it that's slower. Okay, so you actually see here, look, it goes on that side and it will return on the other side. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, all right, we got 36 people, so this will be a full train load, luckily. Okay, let's follow this into the station. You can see now it's at 43,000 in the hole. We're back. I mean, we spent the 500,000 that we've made so far already on these track improvements, so that's not good. But here, oh, that's a terrible view. There we go. Again, this train is significantly faster, so hopefully it will help make the money. Oh, geez, 360,000 in the hole. Ugh. Oh, no one wanted to get off in Mobile. Okay. All right, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Those people wanted to go. They wanted to go to Salt Lake City. Okay. All right. That's okay. That's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So let's look at this. We've got 40 people waiting. Oh, no. This is going to be a money sink. I'm down to $43,000. That's okay. It's okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. That was a huge expense, though. We spent a huge amount of money on that. All right. Okay, so we got 80 people waiting to go to Salt Lake City. We got we got 31 ready to go to Mobile. We definitely need a second train. We need a second train because there's a lot of people waiting there. And they just want to go to Detroit. Okay. So there's not enough capacity on this one train to make this viable. Okay, so we gotta do something different. All right. Well, let's look at the finances before we close out for the day. Finances really haven't changed that much. Again, we've got our hundreds of thousands of money makers, and then we've got our train way down here that is just sucking the life out of the rest of the lines. That's okay though. Oh, we're in our first negative. That's okay. We're fine. That's only because we spent so much money this episode. So we spent $4 million in upgrades, 4.25 million in upgrades just on this episode alone. So that kind of shows you we're putting in the money now to hopefully reap the benefits later. But again, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's follow this train to the station to end the episode. All right, everyone. We hope you have a great day.